One part of distance learning at Delaware County Literacy Council for all of our classes is having Zoom meetings. This is a way for your teacher to have class time with their students. And if you have kids or you know anyone that's taking classes right now, everyone's doing Zoom meetings, even universities, even high schools. So that's what we are doing at Delaware County Literacy Council as well, because we want to see you, we want to talk with you, and this is the best way we can do it right now. So today's video is going to talk about what happens in a Zoom class meeting, and then we're going to finish with letting our students know, what do our teachers want to tell you? What do we want to make sure that you know before we actually start? So first of all, just like with any of our distance learning, you have to have a way to get online to use Zoom. So if you have a smartphone, if you have a tablet or a computer, Zoom is going to work for you. Getting it looks a little bit different. So if you have a computer, you'll just have to do a Google search of Zoom and then sign up for free. If you have an iPhone, you'll just have to go to the App Store, download it, and then sign up, create an account using your email. I think you can also use your Facebook information. And if you have a phone or tablet that uses Android, you want to go to the Google Play Store and install it, and then you'll also have to sign up. So once you have Zoom on your phone or computer or tablet, you just have to wait and hear from your teacher. What time are we going to have our Zoom meeting? Because this is like class time, right? So your teachers are going to make a time. Maybe it's Monday morning, 10 o'clock, and they're going to invite you into the class. So if we look at my class, my Google Classroom, I always tell my students, I tell them at the beginning of the week, we'll be meeting at 10 o'clock Friday. And then in the morning, I give them a reminder. And then just before the meeting starts, I say, here's the link to join our Zoom meeting. And all you have to do is click on this. Your teacher might put it on Google Classroom. They might text it to you. They might email it to you, but they will have to give you the link so you can join the meeting. After that, the teacher just lets you into the meeting, and then we can get started. When you're in the Zoom meeting, it's going to be different for every teacher. Some of our classes, our ESL or ABE classes, you might only be in a class with 2 students. Other classes have as many as 10. So with less students, you can't have big discussions, right? So your teacher might be talking to you one-on-one more, and they'll be able to work with you closer. But if you have a bigger class, your teacher might try to have more, they can create a group for you to inside Zoom where you can just have a discussion with a few other people. And again, depending on your teacher, learning in a Zoom class might look different. For some teachers, that means that they're going to stand, or they'll have a sign and not a sign, a whiteboard, and just write on that, just like they would in a normal classroom. But no matter what teacher you have, the Zoom class meeting is a time to share. So your teacher might be sharing something new that they want to teach you. They might be showing you a video. having you take a quiz, or you might be sharing what you learned from the week with your teacher. So maybe you had a homework assignment or a reading or writing that you had to do. So Zoom time is all about sharing. And just to show you what that might look like, this is an assignment I gave my students. So they had an article to read that had, this is about quarantine and having to stay inside. And there's a poem that they read, but then also these two pictures. So when we had a Zoom meeting, I had my students look at these two pictures and then talk about the details that they could see in the picture, what was similar, what was different. And it was a really nice discussion. And that's something that we can only do. You can write about that, but it's really much better when you can just talk about it, have a discussion, and share your ideas. So that's what Zoom helps us to do. The last thing we talk about today is, what do my teachers want me to know? We have some do's and don'ts. So I asked all of our teachers at Delaware County Literacy Council, what's going to help make your class better? Because we really want you to feel comfortable in the classroom. We want you to feel like it's a good place to learn. So we put together our ideas, and this is some of what we heard from our teachers. So first, this is a big thing. When you have your Zoom meeting, try to find a quiet place in your house, or tell other people that you're going to be in a meeting and you need to be quiet. Yeah, so a part of that is making sure that anything that we can hear, like the TV or music in the background, is off. Of course, not everyone has the ability to just tell people to be quiet, or the ability to find a quiet place in the house because other people are, not very far away. So one thing you can do is, when you are not talking, you can put your microphone on mute. So inside the Zoom meeting, there's this microphone icon, and you just click on it, and that will turn it off. So if you want to try to talk, make sure you turn it back on. But if the microphone's off and you have kids that are yelling and they're saying, "Mommy, help me," then that's the time to turn it off. Just because we want to make sure that our teachers and your classmates can hear you. And if there's other people making noise, it's actually pretty hard to hear you. So we do what we can. And the last thing here is to be on time, because some of our teachers, they make their Zoom meetings back to back. Maybe that your teacher has a meeting at 10 o'clock and then one at 10:45. So if you start late, somebody's going to be losing class time. So try to be on time. Adult, we don't want you to walk around with your phone or tablet. Just think about if you had a phone call with someone and they were taking a walk outside, you can hear everything around them, including the wind. And actually moving around the house with your apartment with your phone or your tablet is noisy. And it's, even if the video's on, people are going to watch what's happening. Where are you taking this phone? And the last thing that we're going to say about don'ts is, don't eat during the meeting. Your meeting's not that long. I think you can wait to have your lunch for a little bit. So yeah, we don't want to see food going into your mouth during a Zoom meeting. But that's really all we want you to know about Zoom meetings. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to try to get started with Zoom. If you have any questions, be sure to ask your teacher because it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But we're very happy to work with you at Delaware County Literacy Council, and we look forward to your success.